Hi, my name is Mark Boswell. I'm here representing Enel X. Used to be called Enernoc, if you remember the name. And we're located in the Seaport area of Boston. And I'm the coordinator for our company. And I think my job is pretty easy because the business model is one where it's very conservation-minded. We set up programs to get people to use less energy and reduce our carbon footprint. And so, as such, we have a lot of people who are environmental studies employees, and they love Green Street's Walk, Ride, Challenge Day, especially when we share the kilograms of CO2 saved. That gets people very excited because that's one of our missions, is to help decommission dirty coal-fired power plants. So they really love it. And a lot of our employees tend to be on the younger side, and I think that's really important because we're encouraging people to think about their commuting habits and transportation. And the younger we can do that, I think it's helpful to establish good habits early on. I had a story about one employee. It was in late March. I hadn't sent out the email to remind people to think about their commute. And someone got very nervous and asked, well, are we signed up this year for sure? I said, well, yeah, we are. And another person came to me and said, she lives in South Boston and usually walks and takes the T to work, but she had just bought a new bike and she was very excited to ride her bike to work and log that commute going forward. So to me, the most important thing is that reminder once a month to get people to actually think about their commute and how they can change it, because it's something that you just do automatically, and if you become more aware of it, then maybe we can do something differently. So thanks for that.
Thank you. So introduce yourself, your company, and your own commuting evolution.
Hi everyone, my name is Nithya. I'm here representing Takeda Pharmaceuticals with my colleague Bill. And Takeda Pharmaceuticals is located on Lansdowne Street, so just down the street from here. I've been at Takeda now for about 4.5 years, and I was actually just sharing this with someone at this event earlier, but I haven't had a car in 9 years. So I've been using public transit for many years now, and Walk Ride Day, it has been such an important part of Takeda since 2011 when Takeda joined the Walk Ride Day initiative. And as seeing that communication on campus really inspired me to reconsider my commuting habits, and I now walk from Boston to Cambridge. I walk over the Longfellow Bridge, so I'm glad the construction's over. I think Takeda, we have a really great campus where so many people are local and so many people are inspired to really commit to these greener commuting choices every day. And now that Bill and I are both part of the Green Streets organization, we really are hoping to sort of reinvigorate that message again and see if we can drive even more switches to greener commutes.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill Flagg, another Takeda person, and work in the Environmental Health and Safety Department at Takeda. As Nithya was saying, we've been working with Green Streets since 2011, since the beginning of Walk Ride Day, so our company has been pretty entrenched in the goals of GSI and Walk Ride Day in general. Mark was saying something earlier to kind of remind me of my story of my evolution of commuting in the city of Boston. I moved here in 2014, and when I moved here, I had absolutely no desire to bike in the city. I hadn't owned a bike for years, and seeing like the convoluted streets that make up Boston and Cambridge, and the way people drive here, I didn't want any part of it. So I didn't think that I'd be biking here, but I went home to visit family one weekend, and to visit my mom and her boyfriend Mark. And in a similar, father-son moment, my mom's boyfriend Mark told me he had an old bike that he wanted to give away, that he could give to me if I wanted it. So went into the garage and he pulled the blanket off of it, and this old rusty Centurion from the 80s that had dry rotted wheels and a rusty chain, but it was free, so I took it. I brought it back to Boston and got it tuned up, put new wheels on it, and got a new chain, and I've been biking ever since. And I gotta say, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love biking around this city. It's a great way to get around. It's efficient. A biker can definitely get some sort of sick pleasure of biking past all the cars stuck in traffic. I do at least. Yeah, and it's good exercise, and I love starting my day being outside and ending my work day outside on a bike as well.
My name is Beth Eisenhower, and I'm an architect at MDS Architects. We're in downtown Crossing. We're an office of 40 people, and I'm very proud that we've had almost 100% participation in our check-ins for the 3 years that we've been participating. And everyone in my office really enjoys it at this point. So my commuting evolution, personal commuting evolution has changed quite a bit. I live in Medford, and I used to be 100% biker every day. I didn't know that there were other ways to get into the city. The last July, I had a bike accident where I flipped over the handlebars and broke my clavicle and had to figure out how to get to work another way. And I learned about the express buses, which are awesome. It's so fast to get into the city, and I didn't have any idea of that before. So now I'm pregnant right now, and so I can't ride my bike now. And so I take the express bus to Haymarket and walk from there, which is also a result of Walk Ride Day, because I used to take the T until I wanted a healthier switch. So I tried walking, and that's very nice, walking from Haymarket to downtown Crossing every morning. So I guess in the past few years, my commute's been pretty diverse, but it's been pretty nice.
So, Bill, that comment that a bike from the 80s is an antique really hurt. So can you talk a little bit about how the challenge, and I think you guys touched on it a little bit already, but how the challenge has impacted your workplace?
Well, as I said, people kind of look forward to it. They're a little bit excited. It gets them to think about an alternative for some active transportation, and that's probably the most important thing. And just looking at the amount of CO2 that they're saving is a big thing. And I try to get people to think about doing, making a change, like someone who maybe wants to ride a bike but is a little nervous. So I try to coach them through that and give them some support. And bit by bit, I think it makes a little difference.
I think people at Takeda, employees at Takeda are really excited about the challenge. It doesn't hurt that we keep winning, so our employees are encouraged to keep checking in year by year, year after year, that is. And yeah, I think April through October, there's a very active spirit on campus. We host, so Bill and I are part of the alternative transportation sub-team within Takeda, where we promote other alternative modes of transportation. We host bike safety workshops and all sorts of things like that that are in line with the Walk Ride Day. And so we try and coincide a lot of those activities with when Walk Ride Day is kicked off, so as to have a sort of season of alternative transportation. And I think that really gets our community excited and thinking about alternative modes.
Going off what Nithya was saying, you know, we've been doing this since 2011, so in the past, we've done a lot to try to communicate to our employees to participate in Walk Ride Days and just increase participation in general. Well, looking to the future, it's been kind of a 7-8 year case study, and we kind of know what works and doesn't work at this point. So we're trying to move forward and change our communication methods to get as many people in the fold as possible. So that's something that we're going to really work towards this year, especially with our work on the board being aligned with that. So. Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to in Walk Ride Day 2019.
So Walk Ride Day has been really positive for our office and at MDS, and what we like best about it is that everyone can participate, and that's been really crucial to how much of an impact it's had on us. I'd say it's socially and individually there's been an impact. Socially, I'll see people who don't really know each other, don't work together very closely, or maybe someone who's new. Everyone can talk about Walk Ride Day. Everyone likes to talk about their commute, and so it's become a universal conversation topic that really has brought the office together. And on an individual basis, we've had a lot of people make improvements on their individual commutes. Last year, our goal was to win the healthier switch category, and so we encourage a lot of people to add a little bit of walking here and there, get off your bus stop one stop earlier, or walk from a farther T stop. And one good example is my colleague who lives in JP usually takes the T all the way to Downtown Crossing, but on Walk Ride Day, he'll get off at Back Bay and walk the rest of the way every morning. And then he'll walk all the way home. And I think probably all of us here could agree that that's much more pleasant also. He probably enjoys it a lot more.
All right, let's hear it for our panel.